Welcome to Wellness Wisdom Wednesday. I'm Tiffany Brown Bush and I'm helping you through Hump Day. And it's my pleasure to be able to help super women live fit with happy hormones. So I want to talk about living fit and just a topic that keeps kind of coming up for me as a result of offering the FRL challenge, the FRL detox challenge, and another program that I'll be rolling out here soon, which is called Crave. And a question comes up when I'm presenting or just even in coaching sessions about, can I really do this forever? And I think that's like the big elephant in the room. And I want to make sure I address this because I think it's really what people struggle with. And that's why some of the challenges I've offered or even the program that I've put people on is sometimes looked at as a diet. Because for a lot of people, it's for one reason or another not sustainable. Okay, not maintainable. And so I get, do you really expect me to not eat gluten or sugar forever? Something like that, yeah. Do you really expect me to not have dairy forever? Something along those lines. I had that in mind, yes. Do you really want me to box out soy forever and ever and ever? Uh-huh. Now, there's some I'm not as worked up about. Like if you can test eggs and eggs work for you, great. If you test genetically modified corn and somewhere in you really want to eat corn, fine. And alcohol, I've mentioned before, is mostly on my ban list because it's hard for the liver to detoxify, particularly in women, just because estrogen's present. So then we're looking at like sugar and how negative the impact of sugar is, and sugar substitutes, which, I have strong feelings about. I think I've mentioned this in previous videos. So those are the majority of the foods that we would box out. And so then the question is, do I really expect you to be able to do that forever? Yes, I think your idea here is to adopt as your main value system. Hey, I don't eat these foods. Just like when you come to me or you go to anybody else and receive coaching or nutritional direction, you say, hey, there's some foods I don't eat. You know how you do that. You know how you're like, oh, I don't eat that food. Okay, I need you to do that same thing with these foods and actually have a good reason to not eat them because they're toxic for your body, right? And so I think the question is, okay, fine, Tiffany, I've made this my value system. I don't eat these foods. Okay, these foods are yummy. Hey man, I got it. I didn't say they didn't taste good. So they're yummy and they show up frequently in my life. I got it. They're easy to access. Everybody around me is eating them and they pressure me. Okay. And so what you just told me is there are a lot of external triggers and a lot of internal triggers and that you have cravings for them. But that doesn't mean that you can't get through life and not eat these foods. It's about a decision to do that. So once you've decided to do that, then it becomes, what do you do instead of those foods? Okay. So if you take these foods out, what are you going to replace them with? That's the work that we do, is replacing those foods and really taking that part of it seriously. Because if you don't take replacing those foods seriously and come up with alternative options and learn how to go to the health food store and buy things that aren't going to kill you 10 years from now or give you some sort of lifestyle, create some sort of lifestyle disease in your body. And if you don't go and you don't do this, we're going to struggle. So you're going to have to go to the store and find something that replaces eating those foods. So if you ate corn tortillas, a lot of the challengers are eating rice tortillas. If you are a pasta girl, get yourself some quinoa pasta or some rice pasta. It's called a lateral shift, right? No, you're not forever and ever, every day gonna, for the rest of your life, not encounter pasta. I'm not naive. But if your core value system is that you don't do wheat products, you don't do gluten products, you do not do bread, you do not do dairy, you do not do these foods, then a one-time encounter with them is not going to do a tremendous amount of damage. It will probably cause you digestive distress, or create water retention. It may give you a headache. It may give you some sort of physical reaction. And those of you that work the challenges with me or are your nutrition client, I like you to detox after an exposure to a banned food to keep cravings down and to get that weight back off. So, there's a protocol you can go through, but those are going to be rare occurrences where you have one of those foods. It's not going to be like I worked in bread 3 times this week. That's not how you would do it. Personally, I don't eat these foods. I don't eat them. And I'm around people and I go and I do things, and I only share my perspective on this to say that I'm fairly normal looking, and I've survived life for years now, not eating gluten products, boxing out sugar, and it helps in so many other areas. And so I choose to focus on what I get. I'm able to control my weight. I'm able to control my energy. I, don't typically have a lot of the physical symptoms that were a result of those foods. And then I make lateral shifts. So we make remakes of things that we miss. So if it's a pizza, we're going to make a gluten-free, dairy-free pizza. If it's like we were just talking in the challenge about pancakes, or, remaking pancakes. There's nothing wrong with liking pancakes, but then saying, hey, the pancakes they're serving are going to kill me, or the pancake options I'm accustomed to are very unhealthy for me, but I want to make some pancakes that aren't unhealthy. There's nothing wrong with that. And so that's a lateral shift. And so what I really want you to take away from today's Wellness Wisdom Wednesday is, yes, I expect you to live like this. I really do. Because living like this is going to have you around and fly, for that matter, okay? Because I'm selling supreme health and sexiness. So I want you around. I want you feeling good. I want you looking good. And I can't tell you to do things I know that aren't healthy for you. I can't say now, go eat lean cuisines. I know what's in that box. I can't ethically say to you, now that I know how bad it is for you to consume Splenda, to eat whole wheat bread, because I've seen the studies. I know what these things will do to your body. So I'm in a different place. I've shifted my message, and I own that. And I take very seriously this idea of being your nutrition educator and your health advocate. And so I stay studied up and well read. And so as a result, I can't say to do those things that I used to say because I was ignorant. So now that I know, I'm asking you to be on this journey with me. And I'm telling you it is doable, but you've got to learn some new tricks. You got to learn some new tips. You got to be willing to shift and change. And I am happy to help you, and know a lot of people doing this who would also be willing to support you. Okay? So that's this week's Wellness Wisdom Wednesday. And until next time, live fit.